Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady.
Hi, this is Mike with Culinary Craft Workshop, here with another episode of Mix It Up with Mike. Today we're going to have a very special episode where we're going to talk about Mother's Day, and more in particular, getting ready for Mother's Day. So this episode is for you dads, how to get things ready for mom. Mom has been locked up for weeks and weeks now with her kids and probably you, and she could really use some rest and relaxation. So one of the ways we're going to do that is we're going to start her day out right with a cocktail. We're actually going to be making a Bacon Chesapeake Bloody Mary, but there's lots of variations on Bloody Marys you can make based on this recipe. So let's go ahead and get started. In order to make a Bacon Chesapeake Bloody Mary, you're going to need the following ingredients. You're going to need your garnish. You're going to need a tomato juice. You can use regular tomato juice, or I prefer to use V8 because it's already got some spices and a variety of vegetables in it. Adds to the flavor. You're going to need some pickles. I recommend cornichons or the small little pickles. They're fun to play with. You're going to need some olives and some olive juice. I should have said pickle and pickle juice. You're going to need some hot sauce. I like Frank's, but again, whatever your favorite hot sauce is, you can use that, or I should say maybe mom's favorite hot sauce. You're going to need some Worcestershire sauce. You're going to need some limes, some horseradish, some black pepper, Old Bay seasoning, and of course, vodka. And you're also going to need a big glass of ice and something to mix it in. Some people do it in a pitcher. I like to shake mine. So in order to create our garnish for our Bacon Chesapeake Bloody Marys, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need a stalk of celery with the leaves left on and pre-washed. Do a good job of that. And then we're going to need a skewer of bacon, or you can use two if you like. This is bacon done Chesapeake style. So what we did was took the bacon raw, put it on the skewer, sprinkled it with Old Bay seasoning, and then we put it into the oven for 400 degrees on a baking sheet for about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how your oven works. We added to that some olives, Cornichon pickles, and cherry tomatoes, but you can pretty much use whatever you have and whatever it is that mom likes best in her Bloody Mary. All right, let's go ahead and get started. In order to make our Bacon Chesapeake Bloody Mary, the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to get a glass of ice, but before we put the ice in it, we're going to rim it with Old Bay. The way you do that is you take a slice of lime, you run it around the rim, and then you put some Old Bay on a plate, and you just spin the wet rim of the glass in the Old Bay, and then when you add the ice carefully after that, so you'll have your rim ready to go. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add our garnish now, and we're going to drop this in like so. I'm going to make this one really fancy, give it 2 pieces of bacon, and a nice slice of celery. Don't worry folks, it'll move into place once we get some liquid in there. And so that's ready for the alcohol to be added. So the next thing we're going to need is we're going to need either a mixing pitcher or a shaker jar. You can use a mason jar. This is a glass milk jug. Some people like to start in a pitcher. I like to shake mine this way. If you have a big cocktail shaker, you can do it in one of those. Today I'm making this just for one. However, you can very easily make this by the pitcher. Depending on how mom's week went, you might want to do a pitcher of these. So let's go ahead and get started with this. And the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to add it's actually 6 ounces of tomato juice, which is about half a can. It's a 12-ounce can, so I'm using about half a can here. Next thing we're going to need is a little bit of pickle juice and olive juice. We're going to need a half a teaspoon of each of those. Twist that. Keep you on some pimento wants to jump in. Okay. We are going to need some hot sauce. It's not really a measured amount, just however hot mom likes her Bloody Mary. We are going to need half a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. We are going to need half a teaspoon of horseradish. You're going to need a half a teaspoon of black pepper. Ideally, you actually want to do the dry spice first, but I didn't really think about that, so that'll be all right. And then we need a half a teaspoon of Old Bay. You want to do a little more? That's okay. No big deal. I like a little extra, so I know Mom likes a little extra. And finally, we are going to need vodka. You need about 3 ounces. So that was roughly a shot, excuse me, 2 shots. I'm not going to measure. I'm just going to go ahead and pour it because it's Mother's Day. Mom deserves a good strong drink. That looks good to me. I may have been sampling while I was making these. The last thing we're going to need is lime juice. About half a teaspoon of that as well, which is roughly, squeeze them right, 2 lime wedges. Okay. So I like to shake mine, get all the spices and flavors together. And then we're going to go ahead and pour it carefully into our prepared glass. Like so. And we have one, you can use this to stir it up a little bit. And here we have one Bacon Chesapeake Bloody Mary. I'm going to have to tip my hat to get into this thing. Oh my God, that's so good. Well, happy Mother's Day and be safe.
Luck be a lady tonight.